and welcome back. Okay, so we have the BuzzTV X5 Special Edition. This is every setting that you need to know so that way you understand your device a little bit better. Now, I did do one video recently about the remote, and I was pretty detailed of how this thing works. So make sure you guys do check that out. Yeah, if you guys are brand new to the channel, make sure you guys do consider subscribing. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you guys have tested any of these BuzzTV devices. And if you like the content, hit that thumbs up. It does help the channel a lot. So when you do get your BuzzTV X5, if you click on all apps, I added Ida64, but you do get a couple other apps here that you could look into. Now, if you do go to DRM info, this kind of gives you a little bit more information, kind of like their white paper of what it has, the release notes, some of the clear key CDM, like just several levels of what this thing has. So if you want to geek out a little bit, this is what you can do. Or if you want to geek out even further, get this Ida64 app APK, which is amazing. Okay. I love this thing. If you go to App Store, it's going to open up one of their app stores here for Android TV. Anytime you get these updates, it says it needs to access. This is so that way it stores, it caches like little bits and pieces so that way it opens faster. Just hit allow. Notice how it just opens up right away, and then you can hit discover, categories, like whatever it is that you're looking for. You're going to be able to find everything here that you need. Now, if you are on YouTube works, oh man, YouTube works amazing. If you come to YouTube and you just check any of this stuff out, here's a 4K video for you guys. Yeah, check that out. The quality on this thing is super nice. So I'll let you guys go ahead and play with that one. That way you guys could mess with it. But I got to tell you guys, super cool. So some of the settings here, just come up here to the top where it says settings. Now, if you leave it just right there, it'll tell you all the options here to choose from. Now, if you do actually click on settings, it'll give you more options here. So you could set your device name, whatever you want it. There's your network and stuff like that. If you want to change it to something else, that's where you do it. If you come down just a little bit, you could do hotspot, Ethernet, like whatever it is that you want to do. Accounts. Now, if you have any accounts here, so if you got like Google, Aptoid, whatever it is, that's where you're going to want to do it. That's where it's all at. So for apps, if you're like, hey, I don't like one of these apps here, you could actually delete stuff. So if you're like, hey, I already got Ida64 and I don't want it no more, just delete it from here. But you got several things here. So you got settings, VLC, you could even see all your system stuff. Lots of stuff here. I wouldn't mess with the system apps, just your regular standard apps, whatever you want. Of course, leave all the Buzz 5 apps here. I don't think you could even uninstall these things. So yeah. Okay. When it comes to app permissions, you want to turn some of the stuff on. So this will give you some of the basic stuff of what you do have. So if you go to like files and media and you come here to like file browser, this will tell you if you want to allow or deny. So whatever it is that you need updates, stuff like that, like I would just hit allow. So that way it just updates everything. Security and restrictions. So unknown sources, this is where you should turn everything on. So that way it gets everything updated properly. And if you come down here to device preferences, again, you got your about. This will give you some information, some of the basic stuff of what the device has, date and time, language, keyboard, display sound, storage. Storage is always important to check in. So here it tells you all the apps that it has, some miscellaneous, what you have available. Pretty good stuff here. For display and sounds, you can mess with your screen resolution here. So auto switch to best resolution. Leaving it on is always good, so it chooses what it has. HDR policy, always HDR. You could do adaptive HDR if you want. Color space settings, if you know what this is, you can mess with it. If you're not sure, leave it as is. For your display mode, because my display mode, my capture card is reading at 1080p as the highest level. That's what it's going to pull. If I had a 4K capture card, then that's what it would bump it up to. Of course, screen position, this could either zoom in, zoom out. I will leave it as standard, or when you're setting it up, just leave it as is. For your surround sound, this is how you do it. System settings, system sounds, that's where it's at. Select formats. You could do automatic or none, never use. I would just use automatic and let the device read whatever is coming into your box. Of course, you could add some screensavers, energy savers, also good. Turn off display after 24 hours. I would probably shorten this. If I'm not using it after a while, I would just turn it off. Or if you want it on all the time, that's fine too. Location, accessibility. The accessibility is also good if you got captions, text to speech, if you want high contrast text, something bigger. And then restart, this will just restart your entire device. So, which is pretty nice. Now, if you do back up just a little bit, you have some remote and accessories. So if you want to add some extra accessories, you can. More settings. If you come here, you could do power key functions. So you can suspend, shut down, or restart. Picture, you got picture mode, custom settings, aspect ratio, advance, and reset. And then, of course, you have BuzzTV utilities. Now, with this one, you could do a system update, home screen, weather settings, remote control, and volume control. I've showed this before, home screen settings. You could go and try the different modes out. Now, the cool thing about this one is if, let's just say you're like, hey, I'm going to do TV Classic. This will switch over to this mode. If you're like, hey, I don't like this one, go to all apps, go to your settings, come all the way down to the bottom to BuzzTV utilities, and then go back to home screen and choose the next one, BuzzTV media player. Again, this would choose a different one. And if you don't like it, same thing. You just change it. From here, if you hit the plus sign, you could add different stuff, which is nice. If you don't like it again, come to settings, go all the way down to the bottom, BuzzTV utilities, home screen, and then media player 2. Same thing. You could add different stuff here. Just a lot of cool options there. If you come here to settings again, it does the exact same thing. You go to more settings, come all the way down to BuzzTV utilities, home screen, and then back to modern. So pretty nice, pretty cool stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I was pretty detailed in everything that you get on this. So hopefully I didn't go over some of your guys' heads, because some of this stuff is pretty intense. If you don't know what you're doing, I would just leave it as is. Or if you're like, no, let me play with it, write it down what you did. If you're like, hey, I'm gonna set up some of the different display settings, change it, and then change it back. Or change it, test it. If you like it, leave it, but write it down like a little cheat sheet note so you know what it is. And yeah, I hope you guys appreciated this one. BuzzTV has been doing some killer stuff, so check it out. They have a lot of cool stuff. With all that being said, hope you guys appreciate today's episode. As always, you guys take care of each other, and I'll see you guys in the next one.